Hey everyone, it's Jono from Atom Learning here, and I'm very excited because in this video we're going to learn all about what area is. This is an introductory video, so if you've never heard of area before, stick around because you're going to be an area pro by the end. Let's dive into it. So, what on earth is area? Well, let me tell you. Area is simply the amount of space taken up by a flat or two-dimensional shape, okay? So it could be a triangle, it could be a circle, it could be a square, or it could have 6 sides like a hexagon. Doesn't matter what the shape is. The area is simply the space taken up by that flat two-dimensional shape. 2D or not 2D? That is the question today. So that's all that area is. Now, when we are calculating area or giving area, there's some special things we need to think about. The first we're going to talk about is the units, okay? So whenever we measure area, we need to use square units, okay? What do I mean by square units? I am glad you asked. Well, square units are simply written by putting a small cute little 2 above the unit, okay? So in this example, we have meters squared, and that small 2 above the M tells us that we are in square units, okay? So square units are the units we use for area. It could be centimeters squared, it could be meters squared, it could be inches squared, millimeters squared, whatever you want, as long as we have that cute little 2 at the top, okay? Don't forget it. Units are really important because otherwise I don't know what you're talking about. If you tell me the area of something is 9, I don't know if you mean 9 centimeters squared, 9 millimeters squared, 9 dogs squared, 9 cats squared, 9 pigeons squared. I don't know. So we need to make sure we always use our units. Don't forget. So let's move on and have a look at some of the ways that we can measure area. One of the simplest ways to measure area is using an area grid. And this can help us measure the area of a shape, like this cute little yellow one here. Now, if we have a look, we can see that this shape is drawn on a 1 centimeters squared grid. Just here, that's what that 1 centimeter squared means. That just means that each one of these squares has an area of 1 centimeter squared. So, can you think what we could do to work out the area of this shape? Well, all we have to do is count up the number of squares. So let's do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there are 5 squares, okay, in this yellow shape. Each square is worth 1 centimeter squared. So our equation to work out the area is just along the top. It's 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus another 1. That's 5. 5 centimeters squared, okay? Remember the units, don't forget them. So this is how we can use an area grid to work out the area of a shape. Your maths book might have an area grid. That's a really common place to see one. So that's an area grid. You might be wondering, well, what about irregular shapes and estimating area? I know that question was just on the tip of your tongue. We can use area grids to estimate the area of irregular shapes. So this could be something like a heart. It could be something like a splat or a splodge on a page. We can still use area grids to make an estimation. Let's have a look at an example. So, I have a clumsy friend, okay? His name is Joe, and Joe spilled orange juice all over his maths book. Silly Joe, clumsy Joe. I'm kidding, it wasn't Joe, it was actually me. Shh. So, Joe spilled orange juice all over his math book. Now, we want to estimate the area that is covered by this spill. I know that Joe's math book has squares which each have an area of 1 centimeter squared, okay? So just like the example we saw before. So what do we need to do to estimate the area of this orange juice spill? Just like before, we need to count up the squares. Now, the first thing that we're going to do is we are going to count these squares that are completely or almost completely covered in orange juice. Remember, we're estimating, so we don't need to be 100% correct with our answer. We're making an estimation, an educated guess. So I can see that we have got 8 squares which are completely or almost completely covered by orange juice. Good work, Joe. But what about the 2 that are left? Well, if we have a little look, we have 2 squares at the top and the bottom which have half filled, okay? Have half filled with the spillage of the orange juice. It's making me thirsty, how about you? So we can see that those 2 squares, the one here and the one at the top, they're about half covered with orange juice, right? So What we need to do next is we need to add up all of those numbers. Love a bit of addition, coming at you. Boom, look at that equation, stunning. So we add together that half from that top square, then we add all the ones together, 1 plus 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 1, huh. And then we need to add another half. If we add that all together, we get 9. Now, I know what you're thinking. We've done a lot of hard work to get this far, but we're not quite finished. What are we forgetting? Tell me, what are we forgetting? Oh, well done. We are forgetting our units. So what we need to do next, we need to make sure that we add our units to our answer. So in this case, our unit's going to be centimeters squared, because earlier on I told us that each square in the grid has an area of 1 centimeters squared. That's it. So that was our final step. We add our units and we've estimated the area of the orange juice spill. 9 centimeters squared. Not bad, Joe. So that's it. We're done, I promise. So if you want, you can pause the screen now to read the key learning points from this video. Otherwise, feel free to watch one of our other videos. And I hope it was useful. Make sure you like and subscribe to our channel to keep up to date with all the new videos we have coming out. And maybe get in touch to request some too. I've had a lovely time delivering this video, and if you want to have a go at some questions, sign up for a free trial at atomlearning.co.uk. Okay, thanks very much for watching. Bye!